like 85%. Yeah, and I don't need to coach or anything, so I'm just grinding. And so basically, I think that I could put in more volume if I join them, because I have to study a lot if I'm not with them, like 20,000 games. But basically, I can leave whenever I want. I mean, I need to finish the first 20,000 games, and the first deal is 85% with 20,000 games, and then they were like the second deal will probably also be 85%, but if I put in a lot of volume or if I get really good results, I can get like extra 5% that month or something. And then after that, and then after the first deal, I can leave whenever I want, basically. Like indefinite friendly deal, whatever. Yeah. Who? Oh, you mean Bitby, Bitby. Fit Labière and Darkanaut and yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I could talk to them. I could definitely recommend you, but I don't think that. I mean, you need to be like one of the top regs to get this type of deal. Like in Nemesis, I know there's only like two other people with my deal, and the other two people is Yongari and Winterhedge. So yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, we can like after this, I can talk to them or whatever, and we'll see. Yeah, I mean, basically, my thought is that, like, if I'm not in a stable, I have to put so many extra hours into studying myself. Like, I need to study like 100 hours a month or something by myself. But with them, like, I can study like 50 hours a month and I'm improving just as much. Yeah, and I saw some of their stuff already. It's really good. Like, just watching Nice to Meet live plays and shit. It's sick. He's really exploitative, man. You'd be surprised. Yeah. Mm, yeah. So have you been playing on Party? Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So anyways, we raise. I have a backdoor flush draw, so I can mix between a large bet or a small bet with this hand. Decide to go small this time. He calls. We have a very standard barrel. I think pot is the only option on a totally blank turn. Yeah. And he calls. And then the river comes on nine of hearts. He checks, and my question is, do I have a value shove with my hand? Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that with a queen of hearts, it's a value shove. With the queen not of hearts, it's a lot more complicated, just because I bet small on the flop, so he does have more types of backdoor flush draws. Whereas if I bet large, he'd have a lot less backdoor flush draws, basically. Anyways, I'd say like ace 9 plus with a heart, pretty much. Yeah. Ace 9 plus with a heart. Oh, sorry, yeah. Ace 10 plus, yeah. Ace 10 plus with a heart. But without a heart, I don't know, man. I think I could honestly check. Because, anyways, he did have king queen. So we luckily ran through the spot earlier. So here, as we see, we got ace queen suited. It can very much be a mix, and it's going to be betting small about. Well, okay, the suits are wrong. But as we see, 50% small bet with backdoor flush draw. So that's standard. Turn with an 8. It's a bit different because it's connected to the 5, but still. So it'll be checking all the time. Our main sizing is going to be pot, as we see. So that was a good sizing. Obviously, we're potting all of our aces, and our bluffs will mainly be like jack high and worse without equity. As well as our like flush draws, like weak flush draws especially. A flush draw like jack 9. Okay, jack 9 isn't a flush. Okay, jack 9 was betting large for flop, but like, yeah. Are we checking back some flush draws? Yeah, we'll check back some flush draws. 10-7 suited, 10-6 suited, we might check back. No, the stronger ones want to barrel because flush draws don't fold. So with a strong flush draw, we want to barrel to get value from like, I don't know, actually some of them fold, so I don't know. Usually flush draws want to barrel, like, usually stronger flush draws want to barrel though. Just because they can build a pot and get value if we hit. And the river was like a 3 of hearts, I think, or a 9 of hearts. That's actually going to make a difference. I think I should make it like a 3 of hearts in this situation. Okay, looks like we have to check. And he's, firstly, he should have a donking range. And he should be donking. Oh, no, he should be checking 100%, sorry. And then our value shoves, so ace queen is 100% check. Okay. We only value shove 2 pairs plus. Even ace queen with a heart is 100% check. I could do it in instant GTO, but I don't think it would be very different, to be honest. So it was ace king 8 with the ace of hearts. Well, they shouldn't donk here. On the river. Do they? I don't think so, no. Okay. What is going on? Button versus big blind, sorry. Okay, so we bet 1 big blind, as we'll do quite often. He's calling, he had king queen, yeah. What was it? An 3 of hearts. They'll be checking 100%, as he should. Combnish is pretty solid. I was playing Fig 6, he's not that aggressive, like at all, I think. He's like, just really solid. He's one of the guys who's playing more GTO 100s. But yeah, our hand is like pure barrel, obviously. Pot seems like a good sizing to use. We could also go 3/4, but yeah, whatever. He's calling all his king queen, and he's calling a bunch of other kings, but obviously with a backdoor flush draw he's always calling, and then it is the 9 of hearts in the river. He's never donking. And yeah, mostly top pairs are still checking. I mean, as we see here, ace queen with the queen of hearts can be value betting, but it's not jamming, it's betting like half pot, which is, I don't think it's folding, to be honest. Yeah, it's calling. But it's like such a low frequency play. Like when the pot ratio is 1-to-1 on rivers in position, like it's almost always the only bet sizing is all in, as we see. Like it's 6% half pot frequency, so I think we can pretty much discount that. Like it's not value shoving ace queen, basically. It's not value shoving ace jack with a jack of hearts. It's just that when we use a small sizing, it's like they have a lot of backdoor flush draws. Like they've got all these jack 7 of heart type of combos. I mean, oh no, that's us. But I mean, they've got hands like queen X. Like they've got 8s with backdoor flush draws, kings with backdoor flush draws. Yeah, they should be folding like about half of the aces, especially without a heart. And folding like 80% of the kings. I don't know. I'd probably be calling more aces, but fold all my kings. Which would end up being... which would be like a similar frequency. So yeah, it looks like we don't have that much value here on the river by shoving ace-queen. I think against fish I'd bet like half pot and fold. Yeah, because like I want them to call with a king. We can also look at what happens if we bet large, because we do have to bet large with our flop c-bet sometimes. So here we're on the flop, and we're barreling all our ace-queens, and we're going to be barreling at a really high frequency because we bet large, so we're representing an ace pretty well, and so we're allowed to bluff a lot as well. I mean, yeah, pretty basic. He's going to call king, queen, and king, jack always, and all his kings with a backdoor flush draw. And all his backdoor flush draws in general. And then let's say it's a 2 of hearts on the river or something. And here, he should actually be donking a bit. Calculate again just to make sure, yeah. Should be turning some kings into a bluff. That's interesting, turning kings into a bluff. And turning some queen... No, these are flush draws. He should be donking a good amount of his flushes, so that's why I guess we might be able to jam. Yeah, now if he's donking on the river, we're able to jam ace-jack plus with a heart. Even ace-10 and ace-9 with a heart, we're able to jam. And ace-jack, ace-queen always, because I guess he's going to have to call all his aces because the stack to pot ratio is lower. It's going to be like half pot jam, so he has to call all aces now. So that's why it's good to be betting big on flops again. But if we assume that he just doesn't ever donk, empty all. So now he's never donking. Now that he's never donking, we check all our aces again. Like, even though the pot's so small and like it's only basically half pot or like 60% of the pot on the river, we still just check all of our naked aces on the river. Yeah, so I think I did make a mistake here by jamming. Yeah, I mean, it's good that we analyze this, basically. Alright, let's move on. Here we're playing against Grease. I open at about 16 big blinds, I think. Yeah, he's pretty good. My question here was my flop sizing strategy. Do I want to bet one big blind or half pot? I do believe I want to bet my entire range on this flop. Yeah. Jack 10, 8. Like, the thing is, here, I mean, we have a range advantage, but I think ranges are pretty uncapped here. And both players have the nuts, so we might want to just bet small with our entire range. Yeah, okay, that's good to note. That on this flop texture, we do want to bet one big blind with our entire range, and not, like, half pot or something. So we don't want to go too polarized, basically. Did anything else happen? I bet one big blind, and he raised, and I folded. Okay, so it was just a flop. I'm curious also on a flop, like, let's say, I don't know, King Jack 9. Oh, okay, Queen Jack 9, we can do that too. And then we can do King Queen 10 as well. Like, if there's going to be a difference in strategy. Because on ace high straight flops, it's half pot. So on Queen Jack 9, we can start mixing our sizes a bit more. Although it would be totally reasonable to just go one big blind only. Queen Jack 9 is still hitting. We still have a range advantage, but they still hit it pretty decent. King Queen 10. I think this would be one big blind only. No. Okay. Well, it's mostly one big blind also. Like, the king is actually more in their range than ours. And they have some ace-jack combos and jack-9 combos, which we might not have all jack-9 combos. So, yeah. Basically on Broadway straight flops, we can bet one big blind. You know what we do on ace-king 10 or ace-king jack or ace-queen 10, like ace-high straight flops? No. So on a flop like ace-king 10, it would be half pot only. Because we have so many more aces. So here we see one big blind is being used never, and 3/4 is being used never. It's half pot only, entire range. Because the ace is so strong in our range that we just never, that we want to get as much value, and we can all, like, even a king here is interested in betting half pot in general. And then, like, we've also got all the straights, we've also got all the sets, so we've got such a huge range advantage that we can even increase our default size into half pot here. Yeah, so I just wanted to see, like, on these textures we can bet one big blind only, on this we have to go half pot only. You know, also on a low flop, like let's say 9-7-5, here I think we'd start having a checking range. Because it starts to hit. Yeah, so here our main sizing will be half pot again because we don't want to go too polarized because we still run into the nuts too much. Like they actually have more nuts than we do. They have all combos of 6-8 and two pairs. We don't have all the two pairs or sets. And so we can't bet our entire range and we can't go like we can't pot it or bet three-quarters of the pot. We can only bet half pot because they have all the nuts. Yeah, and so we need to start creating a checking range here, basically. Just wanted to quickly go over that strategy and make sure my thoughts on that were correct. Okay, here we're against a fish. I limp my 6-4 suited at 13 bigs, which seems fine. And, do you see bet here? Yeah, because, like, it sucks to check call, right? Yeah, I think I should see bet here. Even though we don't have much fold activity, we can just bluff this off, I think. But I checked just because I play 2 GTO sometimes. Yeah. And then we turn an open-ender. He's betting 1 big blind. So do you have a raise here? Okay. I decided to call with a plan to donk rivers. And I just jammed the river. Which I think is pretty good. Yeah, firstly, I am kind of repping like Jack 10, Queen 10, 10 7, like a 2-pair with a Jack pretty well. But also, like, it doesn't really matter what I rep against the fish. It just, his turn sizing was so small, right? So, I thought I could, like, call and donk a ton of rivers pretty large because I put him on, like, an 8 or a 5 more often than not. And I could just fold him a ton. But okay, he had a 2-pair this time. But I like this play. Yeah, probably like 8 big blinds is enough. Or like, yeah, exactly. Okay, this guy, I thought he was a fish at the time, but he's actually some like rag. C-betting. I think we can even check back this particular combo sometimes. Because the 8 of clubs means we'll have some more fold equity, and we do have good backdoors. Yeah, probably. But in reality, I'd probably check way more because I'd probably just bet like ace 5 100%. Like, I'd bet most of my 5s 100% of the time. And so I'd probably end up checking this like, I'd probably check this maybe half the time. We could check what our frequency might want to be of betting here. 5, 5, 4. How deep are we? Like 16. It's a limp pot. Yeah, I'd say, I think so too. Something like that. Okay, 65. 6-5 is checking 60% of the time. But yeah, we obviously want to bet our stronger kickers a lot more often. And then, like, 5s with backdoor straight draws, and we can just look at the trips, I guess. Weak kickers are interested in checking, like, at least 30% of the time. Like, even around half the time. Like 5-3 and 5-2 want to check like half the time. Yeah, and then 6-5 is like the best combo to be checking. It's like 75% check or something, especially with a club. And 7-5 and 8-5 are the other two good combos to be checking. But we can check them a bit less. But yeah, with a club we might, I don't know, 8-5 is a bit different. We're actually a bit more interested in betting than checking, but yeah. Um, he raises, I mean, I think it's a pretty easy call. Like, don't see the point in raising this combo. We don't, yeah. He barrels, call. He jams. I mean, not very happy, but I guess you have to call. Yeah, I think I was just wondering if I could ever fold, but yeah, I guess not. That's a pretty crazy bluff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this guy's very good. He does some really weird stuff, dude. Like, I don't know, he started clicking back my 3x's, big blind versus small blind. And I'm just so confused what he's doing. I mean, it's pretty easy to play against that, but okay, here I have to raise. My Yeah, my hand's too strong to check call, and I hope that he'd bet his tens here. I mean, he should have 100% betting frequency here. That's the worst card in the deck, because he's got all his tens and I have none of them. I think I went for a check 100% of my range strategy. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's probably going to barrel a lot of rivers. This is another interesting one. Let's see what GTO should do. We're pretty deep here. I mean, I think he should be bluffing a lot. Okay, so he's betting his entire range. I'm raising with my hand always. We should be raising a lot of flush draws as well, especially with an overcard. And we raised most of our two pairs. Okay, not much to say here. Raise occasionally with some weak gut shots, but yeah. Raise sizing about 5 big blinds. I mean, I think 5 big blinds is perfectly reasonable. They just don't have that option here. He should be reshoving or like re-raising his best jacks and some of his combo draws, some of his like one flush draw plus one overcard plus flush draw type of hands. But yeah, okay. And he can fold some of his tens, which most people probably aren't doing at this point, I think. And it was like a blank 10. Oh, wow. That's not what I expected. Alright, we can bet pretty large with a jack here. I mean, you're even just jamming Jack 9, King Jack. Yeah, you end up jamming all your flush draws, or like most of them. Well, at least King High and Queen High flush draws that you've check raised. If we check, he should be block betting indeed. Most tens, the weaker flush draws. So like flush draws without overcards. Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's supposed to be check. I think he'd be checking mostly with Ace King. But I do think he'll be betting like these weaker flush draws for sure. I mean, do I even... and I'm supposed to just reshove here. Alright. I guess the hand's just too strong, and we don't want to let him realize equity. But again, the reason is because he should start folding some tens already on the turn. I mean, especially the ones without an overcard. And he's supposed to be floating like Ace King always, which he probably is. Uh, 44 at high stack depth. Yeah. So, I mean, I could ask this question. I could ask this to a Monkey Boss, see what he thinks. I don't have post-flop button stats, but it's 50 overall. Yeah. I did call and just fold. Which is, I don't know. Probably should have ended up. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I'll have to ask that. Yeah, for sure. Standard min raise here. What did I do? I checked. I mean, at this stack depth, we have almost no aces. So the ace is like a blank. Like, he has more aces than us because he's calling hands like ace-7 suited and worse. At least he should be. And then our only aces at this stack depth is like ace-king suited, ace-queen suited, and maybe ace-jack suited, and maybe ace-5 suited. You know, GTO's. Yeah, we've got stronger nines than this. Like, we've got all king 9 and stuff, but this is our weakest 9. Or like 9-4 suited, 9-3 suited are our weakest 9s. And we've got overpairs, obviously, to the 9. But we don't want to have a 100% betting range here, I'm pretty sure. I think I wanted to use like two sizing strategy here firstly, and I wanted some checking range, and like the weak 9s seem to fit into that. Like 25 and 75. It's a small blind versus big blind. This is kind of interesting. 12 effective. Oh, we do want to bet our entire range. Alright. I guess it's because the 9 and 7 hit our range so hard. Alright. Because on Ace 5, 3, for example, here I'm pretty sure we want to have a checking range. Yeah, here we want to check a ton. Because we don't really have any 5s and 3s, whereas here's all the 5s. And so we can go with 2 sizings on this flop, and we can also have a checking range. So we can basically mix everything, but like we have some hands that are interested in betting large, like our 5s, and our like 6s to pocket 10s or something. And then we have a bunch of hands that are interested in betting small, such as king high, pocket jacks and better, and our aces can kind of mix between the 3 options. They can do everything. And our bluffs as well can kind of mix everything. So this is a spot I understood well. Obviously this ace 9-7 I didn't understand. Yeah, I mean it's because of preflop ranges, and so here we are interested, like we actually do have a lot of 9s and 7s, and we're interested in like betting like for protection with most of our 9s. And so yeah, we should bet small with 9-5 specifically, and we should bet small with our 7s, but with like strong 9s we want to bet large, like 3/4 of the pot, so that we can shove turns. Flush draws, I guess, will be mixing. No, flush draws will be betting small. Well, no, it's a mix, yeah. Gut shots and open-enders also. And then 10s, jacks, queens want to bet large just to get value. Aces will be mixing. But 2 pairs will be betting small. More. Okay, that makes sense. So just wanted to check this spot. And then, well, I messed the flop up, so what the heck. Okay, I just end up calling twice, but yeah, I just messed the hand up. Okay, here we're against blooming. I raise a flop. This is weird. I guess he hits this board. Yeah, I wonder what our bluffs would be, though. This is probably one of our better bluffs, considering we don't have... I mean, considering we've got a king, and we don't have much else, like, we're never gonna win by showdown. I mean, blocking something shouldn't matter too much. Like, we've got some equity with a king, which is kind of disguised equity, because, like, a king won't complete any draw. I mean, any obvious, like, one-card draw, like a queen or 9, 7 complete very obvious draws. A king is, like, you need 2 cards to have a straight, so I think it's a good combo to be bluffing. But anyways, as played, I guess this is when I need to start bluffing. I mean, my hand's too weak. Okay, and yeah, I have to bluff, right? Okay. Yeah, looks fine. I don't know if he should. On turns he does. Blooming's probably one of the best players on hundreds. Like, when I was playing against him, I felt like it was pretty solid, yeah. I mean, he used to play 250s, so obviously he's going to... No, yeah, I think he's good. He might not understand some GTO spots too well, but like he's smart, basically. I mean, what, you're gonna check the sand back sometimes on the river? I mean, we need two sizings here. I think I think we'll be interested in betting half pot sometimes. With like, we'd be interested in betting half pot, not with straights, but with like two pairs or sets, I guess. So if I'm ever checking like a set of anything on the flop, or if I river a set of nines and I decided to delay my nines for some reason or something, or if I have a set of threes, I'd probably be like betting half pot. But this hand with a blocker to the king queen, I think I have to jam because king. Yeah, could check it quickly too. Yeah, I think he folded. He's solid on the rivers. Like he's not very bluff catchy. We're pretty deep, right? Like 20. We do want a pretty wide c-betting range, one big blind only. We do kind of hit this flop, but we don't have much of a polarity advantage, so no point going big here. And as we see, king six is one of our best bluffing combos. Yeah, so like it's important to be bluffing no equity combos. Like king six is better than queen six, because like basically with king six we can bluff on a queen or a nine extremely well. Whereas with a queen six we might prefer to realize equity. I mean they're both pretty equal basically, but I'd probably rather be bluffing king six to be honest. Turn. Three diamonds. Okay, he should be probing using a pretty polar strategy because the three doesn't change anything. It would be different if the flop was like jack 10 3 and then it was the 8 on the turn, because then my range is pretty uncapped since I'm checking back some queen 9 on the flop. But yeah, the 3 is a total blank, so he can use a more polar strategy, but he's checking with a lot of 10s and 8s and like complete air, mostly he's checking. And I don't need to delay large, although like it should be a pretty mixed strategy. I think like either one big blind or three quarters is the way to go here. And king six, yeah, like king high, queen high are interested in bluffing sometimes, but like on turns we actually prefer to have some equity, I guess. But king six isn't like very strong, and I decide to bet. He's gonna call all his tens, most of his eights, or some of his eights at least, and it was like a nine, offsuit nine on the river, I think. No, wait, it was a queen, right? No, it was a 9. Okay. And he should donk indeed, quite a bit. But I'm pretty sure my combo has to jam. Yeah. King. I mean, I could have bluffed the flop. Or checked the turn. But obviously all of our no-mate hands have to bet. It just depends what sizing you want to pick. And let's see, like sets are interested in betting half pot, as you see. Also, like two, yeah. I don't think so. I mean, GTO doesn't like to fold. He's shoving. Okay, sets can fold like half the time. And the combos of straights you want to bet half pot will usually have a pair blocker, I guess. So we look here, the straights that want to bet half pot. I don't know, actually they almost all just want to jam. Like the weak straights want to bet half pot, it looks like. And no-mate hands. I mean, yeah, no-mate hands, all of them kind of mix between sizings. I just thought it made sense for king 6 to be jamming. Maybe I'd rather go half pot with like 6-4, which has absolutely nothing, basically. Okay, let's move on. Very tough this month. Like, literally regs on every table. Like, almost all tables were 2 regs most of the month, I think. Just like me, Fig 6, Exploit City, Keywall, agrees every table. It's actually a lot easier today and yesterday after spin 50 ended. Okay, this is an easy call. Weak kicker, backdoor flush draw. Easy call. Okay, he's jamming. This is call or fold. Yeah, I think we have to call all of our queens, but I thought I could fold this one. Just because I'm blocking his bluffs so hard, because he's going to be bluffing all his backdoor flush draws, and he's going to be bluffing all his 5s. Right, yeah. I mean, I think I shouldn't be raising this combo. Yeah. Good fold. His turn stats are aggressive, but he's pretty passive on rivers. Like, he does give up on rivers quite a bit, from what I remember. 13 to 14 big blinds. Limp pot. Can we do 13.5? Is that possible? Ace. What is the flop? Ace queen 4. Okay, just do 13. I raise 2.5x. I do raise a lot of queens, especially like my stronger kickers, like queen 10, queen jack always, and queen 9, queen 8 quite often, and calling most of my weaker ones, especially with a backdoor flush draw. You see betting most of its range. Yeah, I'd play something like this. I mean, I'd raise queen 10, queen jack always. Queen 9, probably most of the time as well. And then yeah, like mixing with these offsuit combos, but calling most of these. So yeah. And I mean, we're bluffing some of these gut shots. We should have a pretty wide check raising range with these backdoor flush draws. I mean, with these flush draws and everything. Okay. Turn with a 2 of hearts. Yeah. Okay, so he's barreling like a bunch of 5s. Well, actually not as many as I thought. Well, offsuited 5 for sure, especially with a heart. Bunch of 3s, especially like offsuit with a heart. The suited ones, well, suited 5s with a flush draw aren't as interested as barreling. Let's see, his flush draws though. Like, flush draws in general aren't barreling. I thought he'd be barreling more hearts. But looks like he's checking back a ton of hearts. Okay, that's interesting. And obviously barreling all aces and most queens. Also barreling 5s, 6s, and 7s. 3 big blinds was a good sizing. Obviously I'm calling. And it was a blank. Okay, so he's jamming all queens and all aces. Alright. And like still a good amount of no-mate hands, like over half of them. I just have to call all 5s, all queens I mean. Even my blocker queens. Yeah. I'm probably too weak here. Yeah, I should have called, I guess. Should I raise or call? I think it's kind of different. Like we've got backdoor equity. Yeah. Oh God, what do I do? Jam. Okay. I mean, ace 7-4. You should have a pretty wide checking range here for an ace-high flop, 25%. Should be checking like good amount of king highs and queen highs, even some jack highs, like jack 10. I mean, on ace king 4, you should be betting almost always on these type of flops. You want to have pretty wide checking range. Like, he might start folding some weak 4s here, like, I don't know, 8-4 offsuit. Well, probably not at 10 big blinds, actually. 7-5 is a raise always. Okay. Uh, like 7-5, 7-6, even 7-8. They have too much backdoor equity, so you just want to raise them always. And then the strong sevens, Jack 7 plus as well. Two strong hands, and they need a lot of protection here. You don't wanna like let him realize equity with its two overcards or whatever. So we're really interested in just raising here, and yeah, raising our weak flush draws, pretty standard. We can sometimes raise king 4 or queen 4, but yeah, that's about it. Calling two overcards plus backdoor straight draw, and queen high and king high with backdoor flush draws. Okay. So I did raise. And just want to make sure that our shove is fine. He limped ace-8 at the stack depth also, which is... Unless he thinks I'm ISOing like a maniac, which I'm really not. Yeah, seems fine to shove. I mean, you can do anything. Which I guess shoving's the easiest play. Need more hands, quite a lot. Alright, I need to take a short bathroom break again. Be right back. Let's continue. Yeah, when not anywhere close. We'll probably have to take a couple days to finish this. Alright, let's go like another 20 minutes and then continue tomorrow. Could ISO like half the time or something? Well, against him maybe I should ISO always. What do you mean? Well, not at the stack depth. I mean, GTO is playing like 95%, so it's not that big a deal. It's one of the best hands to jam. Yeah. Right. I mean, depends on the stack depth. The deeper you are, the more you want to jam. Oh, like kind of mixed. We're like 16, right? I think against him, I want to jam more. It's like 7 out of 7. At the stack depth, 4 out of 4. He's got a decent raising range as well. So like, I can assume he... Yeah, I don't know, that's weird. I probably haven't 3-bet too... Okay, I've 3-bet 4 times. I don't know. Yeah, he's more straightforward. Yeah. Okay, we hit top pair. He's checking, which is good for him. That's not a very good turn. His range is extremely uncapped. I wasn't sure what to do here. I guess I want to bet sometimes and check sometimes. My strategy. So if it was a blank, I'd be overbetting, but this is... He's so uncapped that I can't overbet here. Like max sizing should be pot, although I'd probably use just half pot as a standard. I decided to check, which is also fine, I think, now. I should have some kings in my slow playing range. I'm not sure if this is one of them. Okay, pots and... oh, great. Yeah, I remember this. I mean, obviously GTO is never folding, but Yeah, probably against like just a player. He's not gonna have enough bluffs like this. Yeah, of course. Right, he's playing straights and better. No. Can't. Yeah, actually I'll mark this one too. Because obviously GTO's never folding this one. But I don't know. Against a fish? I'd probably fold against a fish. I mean, I don't see them bluffing like that. Okay. Decent reg, this guy. What did I do? Call? Is he ISOing a lot? No. So I can't shove? Okay. Oh, I was just wondering if I can shove here. I mean, I beat his... Like, yeah. I beat his draws here. So that's what I was thinking of. That, like, he could call me with worse draws. I don't know, I want to check this though. Ace 4-3, 2 diamonds. About 10 bigs. Oh no, it was an ISO pot. Okay, let's make it 11 bigs. Or 12 bigs and 3x. It's going to be the same stack to pot ratio. Okay, so he's c-betting his range. As he should. Yeah, we can raise this. Cool. I had the backdoor flush draw too, right? Yes. Nice. Alright, well played me. uh, do we raise any flushes? Just with a gut shot sometimes. Queen 5, Jack 5, 10 5 sometimes. Raising most fours. And yeah, King 3. God, it's weird that we're bluffing 10-3 of clubs and stuff. Oh no, those are value jams. Okay, interesting. I wouldn't be raising too many threes here. Yeah. I'd probably be jamming with eights too much. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I like my shove. Cool. Hachipaka, pretty aggressive guy. Oh, he's potting here, which he should never do. Because, I mean, my hand's too strong. I think I just have to jam. Oh. Okay. Yeah. King 2. Nice. Maybe I call just because I hope he can be polarized like that. Yeah, I think I should jam. This is actually a good simple post flop one. So I'll check this out in SPF because it's pretty exploit based. Since he's never gonna be, like, he shouldn't be full potting there. What am I doing here? Okay, this is pretty light. Anyways. I don't know why I'm ISOing. Well, I was planning on calling, obviously. Oh, nice. Yeah, because I've got two flush draw cards, so I'm blocking them. So he should be value betting his own flush draws lighter. Like he should be value betting almost any flush draw here. And he should be turning a bunch of hands into a bluff. Like I think he should turn his hand into a bluff. So I like my check on the river. Yeah, I was wondering if I should check the turn. I mean, also the pre-flop play was a bit weird, obviously. But we see King 8 suited is ISOing always. King 7 suited, no. But if we get to 9 big blinds, it starts to ISO. So that was my thought process, that I could ISO wider. In my shoes or in his? No mate hands. I would check all pairs. But I would be... probably I'd just end up jamming all no mate hands, yeah. Although it's probably not best. Could check this. It sucks that Insta can't do like 2.5 ISOs. Let's do this. Queen 8, 3. Oh, we can do 2.5 ISOs. No, we can't. Okay, we'll do a min ISO. Maybe 8 big blinds is better then. Like, I don't know if I should check the turn also. I mean, flop, we want to even start checking. Oh no, all flush. Oh, all flushes are just checking the flop? Well, we don't have many of them. Alright, I guess flushes just go delay, and barrel. Yeah, usually it's like you have a high c-bet frequency on flops and then you start slow playing turn, but here it's the opposite. Like, flushes are so invulnerable that you want to allow him to bluff, and you can like easily check call and then jam rivers yourself if he doesn't barrel. Yeah, so okay, it's interesting that we're always checking our flushes, so I guess analyzing GTO would be totally useless, because we figured out we already misplayed from the flop. Okay. Scotty, very passive reg. I mean, he's just like not bluffing too much, I think. Why did I mark this hand? Okay. Misclick. Check, we're fish, against a fish, I mean. Oh great, there's a pot. I mean, what can I do? Alright, half pot. Like what, folding? Oh no, I did something else. Like, donk river. And I don't have to like face a pot-sized riverbed or anything. I'm folding for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of tough because we still need to play the river. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I do this quite often, and it works pretty well against fish. Like, I don't like check raising turns with my weakest kickers of top pairs because Mm, we do have some value for sure, but we can still get that value by donking on the river anyway, on a blank especially. But like if we're like check raising, like we check raise and then there's so many rivers that are so bad and we just have to fold like ace 10 flush. Um, yeah, so I find this line a lot easier to play actually, basically. I kind of like it. Nice fish exploit. This guy's a reg. He's okay, but he's too value heavy. Like, he looks aggressive, but I mean, whenever I call him, he's always got the nuts. It's just, I swear, dude, it's annoying. Wow, he's folding a lot. That's probably why I raised. Oh god, this flop is not nice. But I mean, I think I still need to be c-betting sometimes. Oh god, this is one I need to ask. Like, Yongri or Nice to Meet or something, because I have no idea how to play this flop. Yeah, I think Yongri has two sizings here. No, he doesn't have two sizings. Like half pot. Our eights are interested in betting, right? Are they interested in betting half pot? I think GTO is betting small. I don't think GTO is betting big here. So we are 18, 19 big blinds deep. We should just go deep stack because we can't do 2.5 raises. So let's do 24. 3 ranges will be very similar. Okay, mix between pot and quarter pot. That makes sense. Half pot's not really a thing. Okay, no, yeah, I was at Yongri's coaching the other day, and he was talking about kind of similar spot, but not really. He was talking more about like king, queen, 9 kind of flops, not like lower straight ones, but they play the same. It looks like. So there's a flush draw here, and so we can go polarized on the flop. We want to bet pot with most of our tens. Not our weakest ones, but our stronger ones, obviously most of our overpairs. We want to be checking most of our sets. But our weak tens and some of our eights are still interested in betting, but they want to be betting small. Also, like if we're betting small, we can start betting small with some of our straights and also basically some of our nutted hands. So our small sizing will be consisting of nutted hands as well as like weak value. And then we'll be a lot more polarized with the large sizings, which makes sense. If it was rainbow flop, instead of potting, you might want to 3/4, I think. We can check that out. 10, 8, 6, because like we need less protection. So I think here we don't need to pot it as much. Oh, it's still potting. Alright, I guess that's a thing on ace-high flops then. But yeah, lots to learn about these spots because ace-high flops play very different from 10-high flops, obviously. What do we bluff? Check raising some of our combo draws. I guess check calling sometimes too. These will be a mix. And let's just take a look at our flush, like our bluffing range. So yeah, like 2 overcard flush draws. Wait. Okay, so 2 overcard flush draws generally want to check or bet small, but generally checking for me at least because they can easily check call. But then one overcard and then an undercard to the board, they want to pot in general, especially the king and ace high ones, because he's going to have to jam weaker flush draws. He's going to have to jam like a lot of flush draw plus combo draws, and yeah, we might force him to fold also, like some sixes or eights sometimes. And obviously, we've got disguised high card equity, which is nice. And then the weakest flush draws are going to mix between check and bet as well. Best hands to bluff big would be gut shots. Okay. Yeah. Open-enders are kind of interesting. You can kind of mix with open-enders. Okay. So I did bet small. I like it. I don't know. I'm so lost. Yeah, it's tough. He should be calling all weaker eights. Like, the thing is, the turn is a blank, right? So on the turn, our only sizing wants to be big. The question is, does my hand have enough value? Like, I have one of the strongest kickers, obviously. Like, we're basically merging our bet here. And that was my thought, that I'd be still getting some value. So king 8 is a mix. Okay, that's good to see it's doing it sometimes. Ace 8 is betting almost, well, more often than not. And as we see, our sizing, like GTO would be over betting quite often, or like potting it, like, or 3/4. So yeah, we have to bet pretty big here. Like, it's never really betting half pot or quarter pot. So my sizing choice is good, and it looks like my strategy was decent. And especially considering that in our small betting range, like, our small betting range is a lot weaker, right? It's got less of the top pairs, like, it's got more of these weak tens and more eights in it. And so this is, like, the king 8 becomes close to the top of our value range, basically. And so because of that, we can start betting large. Although, yeah, GTO is kind of mixing, like 50-50. But still, I kind of like that play. Yeah, it's basically like a merge, but oh, fuck. Okay. I mean, at this point, he should be jamming a lot of his tens. So I think it's a pretty easy fold, because I don't think he's going to turn enough hands into a bluff here. I guess he should be maybe bluffing something like Jack 7 with a diamond or something. I mean, he's so value heavy. Like, okay, he's folding Jack 7, but what bluffs does he have? Like, he should be bluffing some open-enders, some flush draws, especially with like combo draws. But he should be jamming almost all his tens at this point, which I think he is. Like, so let's see. Oh, king 8 should be a call. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I could ask this if I could call against him. It's a tough spot on the turn. Okay. But yeah, at least my strategy was good. You can do a couple more hands here. This guy's a fish, so I'm going to be calling. If he was a reg, I'd probably be 3-betting non-all-in. Although against him, 3-bet non-all-in would work really well too, but okay. Well, I can't fold. Like, I don't know if I should even raise the flop. It's so weird. Probably with a weak kicker I can call. Yeah. Then I value bet, which, yeah, I probably could. I don't know. It's a weird spot. Can't really analyze it in GTO. It's so weird. He jams. Do you call? Yeah, I think I should fold, right? Because, like, the question we need to ask now is, like, would he ever bluff like this? Like, I would never bluff like this. Like, the thing is, if I can't bluff like this, then other people can't either. Yeah, I should. It's like two pair. I mean, I think that's actually a play. I think GTO would check back. Yeah, but probably he isn't. Yeah. Yeah, I should fold, but called. Yeah. Nah, I think it's a fold. It's not a good call. Yeah. Uh, this is exploitative. Okay, one more. Fish. Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, I think against fish I'd rather get value. Don't have much fold equity. Yeah, we should fold here, right? Yeah, it's so strong. I need to fold. Uh, yeah. I mean, I called, and then I donked the blank turn, which is probably not bad, since I probably wouldn't fold anyway. As played, I mean, but we should just... Yeah, exactly. I think you could call with, like, I don't know, 7 of diamonds or something. Like 6, 7. He had... Nice. But yeah, it's a fold on the flop. Just... Yeah, we need to make sure of this. Yeah, I actually showed this hand to Monkey Boss. He told me he'd fold flop as well. Alright, alright. Cool, cool. We have about the same amount of hands tomorrow, so...